channel. This is Albert speaking. So now in this video, I'm going to share you guys with 5 different tips on how to learn a foreign language. And I wish I had known all of those tips a couple of years earlier when I got started, because that would have saved me so much time. And I actually have taken so many detours when it comes to learning a foreign language. A quick side note, by the way, I was completely born and raised in China. I've never been to any English-speaking countries before. So I am just like you guys, and I know exactly what you guys have been through right now. So that's why I want to make this video, and I hope you guys can take something away from this video. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the first part. Tip number 1, don't rely on vocabulary alone. They come in batches. When I first started learning a foreign language, I was obsessed with memorizing vocabulary, because someone says that vocabulary is the very foundation for learning a foreign language, which is partially right. So that's why I spent the majority of my time memorizing vocabulary, hoping I can improve my vocabulary as quickly as possible. But after I have memorized so many vocabulary, I just found out one thing, which is when it comes to listening and speaking, I often felt stuck, even if it was so easy. And then I just realized that vocabulary doesn't show up alone. They often come in expressions or sentence structures. Let me just give you one example. For example, when we see the word meat, we all know exactly what does that mean, right? But it doesn't come all by itself. It comes in expressions. For example, when I want to say meet the requirements or meet the needs, we know exactly all of these expressions mean. But when it comes to speaking, we often feel stuck because we have no idea how they could combine with each other, right? So that's why I say vocabulary alone is not reliable. We should memorize the whole expressions or the whole sentence structure in order to help us speak English a lot fluently. Tip number 2, grammar matters. When I was in high school, I didn't pay close attention to grammar. Even though I had a wide range of vocabulary, I still couldn't pass the exam with flying colors. So that's why ever since I entered the university, I have learned grammar from scratch. And basically the material I chose back then was the economics magazine. By the way, this magazine is not beginner friendly. It was so hard for me, but the purpose of me choosing this magazine was to analyze the grammar. And I could learn some vocabulary in this magazine, by the way. Back then, AI didn't come out, so when I came across grammatical problems, I often went back asking questions from my teachers in high school and university. They helped me so much. I had learned so much from my teachers, and I had a grasp of sentence structure from that time on, which had laid a great foundation for my future English learning. Tip number 3, fluency matters more than anything in spoken English. When I first started learning foreign language, I was obsessed with practicing my accent, especially my American accent, because I just wanted to sound just like a native speaker, which was really hard to achieve. It's not impossible, but it's really hard. And I was working so hard on my accent, and I was hoping that I could speak just like an American. However, I just failed to realize that no matter how great my accent is, if I cannot speak English properly and fluently, it's no point, right? Being able to speak English or a foreign language fluently is the whole point of learning a foreign language. If you cannot communicate with other people, and if you cannot express your ideas to others, there's no point of learning a foreign language, especially if you have to go to the other countries where your target language is spoken. Having a great accent definitely matters because it makes you sound more authentic. However, when it comes to spoken English, it all comes down to your fluency. It all comes down to how much you can express yourself and speak the way everybody can understand. Because English is a language that over 3 billion people can speak, and we have speakers all over the world, and they have all kinds of different accents, but that doesn't really matter as long as we can communicate with each other and we can understand each other. So at the end of the day, language is a tool to help us understand each other. It doesn't really have to be perfect. Nothing could be perfect. If we can make continuous progress and we can improve our authenticity in language learning, that's all that matters. Tip number 4, if you want to speak English, you need to listen to English first. One common mistake a lot of people make when it comes to learning English or spoken English is that they want to pay close attention solely on spoken English. However, what they fail to realize is that language learning is actually a process of imitation, not creation. And I think that's probably the reason why Chinglish comes out, because they know exactly how to say them in Chinese, but they have no idea how to say them in English. So that's why they just pick up each Chinese word and try to find out the exact counterparts in English, and then just put them all together into a sentence. And basically no one can understand what you're trying to say because it's Chinglish, right? And if you want to express yourself properly in English, I think the best way is to imitate other people, which goes hands in hand with tip number 1. Vocab doesn't come alone, they come in batches, right? So that's why all we can do is to collect as many expressions and sentence structures as possible and try to memorize them or internalize them, whatever, to a point where we can express ourselves without thinking so much in Chinese. So that's how we improve our authenticity in English, and gradually we can speak the way everybody can understand, and our English could be a lot greater. Tip number 5, stop asking yourself questions like how long does it take for me to speak fluent English? Because I think language learning should be a journey that you enjoy, and you practice your spoken English every single day. You can see your progress every single day, and then gradually you're able to speak fluent English. But if you're curious about how long does it take, and you're curious about how much progress you have made every single day, sometimes you'll fall into the trap of thinking you're not good enough or you are left behind and you should push yourself a lot harder. But actually, this is a common mistakes people often make, because we humans are just like spring. The harder we push ourselves, the harder you will rebound, right? So just don't push yourself so much. If you are in the mood of learning a foreign language, just do it. If you're not in the mood today, just skip it and do something that you enjoy today. Language learning should be a part of your life. It's not a task that you want to complete and then all of a sudden you don't have to learn English. And if you can make English a part of your life, learning English will be a lot easier for you. You don't have to force yourself to complete the task every single day because it may feel tedious sometimes. And all you need to do is to do everything in English. You can write journals in English, you can watch TV series in English, or you can watch videos in English. No matter what you do every single day, you're doing something that is relevant to English, and you are learning English along the journey. So that's why you can make continuous progress and growth, and it just makes your English learning a lot of fun, and it can help you stay consistent a lot longer. That's what I think the key to learning anything, just to stay consistent. But the key to stay consistent is that you can find out something that you truly enjoy. You're not forcing yourself to do something that you don't like, right? So just try to make English learning as fun as you can and stay consistent. Gradually, you are able to speak English fluently and you don't even realize it. It's really fun, just like me. So basically, these are my 5 tips that I want to share with you guys, and I hope you guys can take something away from my tips. I think it's never too late to learn spoken English. If you want to learn English, the best time is now. And I hope you guys can start taking actions from today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.